You spent 6 hours editing photos last night. Again. Your kitchen table is covered in contracts. Your phone has 11 unanswered messages from brides asking about timelines. You tell yourself this is just what the busy season looks like. But the real reason you're stuck here is far stranger than you think. It's not that you're not talented. It's not that you're not working hard enough. You are working harder than almost anyone you know. The problem is something most photographers never even notice because it's hiding in plain sight, disguised as just how the business works. Here's what's actually happening. Every task in your business is still routed through one single point: you. The inquiry comes in and you read it. The contract goes out and you write it. The gallery gets delivered and you upload it. None of this feels like a bottleneck because it feels like control. But control and capacity are not the same thing. Think about a single pipe carrying water into a house. It doesn't matter how big the water tank is upstream. If the pipe itself is narrow, the flow is limited by the pipe, not the tank. Your business is the tank. You are the pipe. And right now, the pipe is you, answering every single email at 11 at night. There's a name for what's happening here. It's called Conway's Law. It originally described software systems, but it applies just as cleanly to a business. The structure of your systems mirrors the structure of your communication. In plain English, messy decision-making creates messy workflows. If every decision in your business runs through your inbox, your workflows will always look exactly like your inbox: chaotic, reactive, stacked at midnight. Now picture a wedding photographer named Maya, 6 years into her business, fully booked every season, and completely exhausted every single time. A bride emails asking if Saturday in October is open. Maya checks her calendar, replies, sends a questionnaire, waits, follows up, drafts a contract, sends an invoice, and finally, 4 days later, the booking is confirmed. 4 days. For one? Yes. Multiply that by 60 inquiries a year, and you start to see where the hours actually went. Not into photography, into being a relay station for her own paperwork. Here's where it gets interesting. Maya didn't fix this by working faster. She fixed it by removing herself from the relay. She built an automated intake system. A new inquiry now triggers a workflow. That's just a fancy way of saying one event automatically causes the next event without a human pressing go each time. The bride fills out a form. An AI assistant, a simple program trained to handle a specific task, replies instantly with available dates. If the bride picks one, a contract generates itself and sends for signature. Once it's signed, an invoice goes out automatically. Maya does none of this. She finds out it happened. What used to take 4 days now takes 4 minutes, not because Maya got faster. Because she stopped being the pipe. This is the part most photographers miss. They hear automation and picture something cold. Something that removes the personal touch that made their work special in the first place. But notice what was actually automated here. Not the photography, not the relationship, just the paperwork relay race that was never adding value to begin with. There's a second principle worth understanding here, and it explains why so many business owners build the wrong fix even after they notice the problem. It's called the sunk cost fallacy. You keep manually doing a task not because it's still the best way, but because of how much time you've already invested in doing it that way. Maya almost didn't build the automated system. 6 years of doing intake by hand felt like a process she'd already paid for. Switching felt like wasting that investment, but the time she'd already spent manually was gone either way. The only real question was what the next 6 years would look like. What does this actually mean for your business today? It means the bottleneck isn't your talent, your prices, or your client load. It's the number of places where a task can only move forward if you personally touch it. Every one of those points is a narrow pipe. And no amount of working harder widens a pipe. Only redesigning it does. Start small. Pick one task you repeat for every single client. The questionnaire you send, the reminder email 3 days before the shoot, the way you deliver the final gallery, just one. Map out exactly what you do in order every time. Then ask a simple question. Does this step require my judgment, or does it just require my action? If it only requires your action, it doesn't need you anymore. It needs a workflow. Tools exist right now, often free to start, that can watch for a trigger, like a form submission, and complete the rest automatically. You don't need to be technical. You need to be willing to stop being the pipe. You will still edit photos tonight. That part doesn't disappear, and it shouldn't. That's the work only you can do. But the contract, the invoice, the third follow-up email, asking if she got your last email. None of that needs to run through midnight you anymore. The real reason you're stuck in 2019 isn't a mystery anymore. It's not your hustle. It's not your prices. It's the pipe. Widen it and watch what flows through.